Hi everyone, it's Nick with Build Up Advisory Group, and it's Fast Fridays, a web series where we will quickly build what you know about infrastructure design in the nonprofit sector. Today's Fast topic is how to build an effective grant-making process. As you know, we've discussed grant making on many Fast Fridays. You can watch Fast Friday episode numbers 3, 10, 11, and 23, just to name a few. Today, I want to lay out the building blocks of a grant making process that make it effective. I've structured grants and grant making processes for more than 15 years and all over the world. And I want to share the 3 building blocks you need to build an effective grant making process for your organization. I'll share the first of those 3 building blocks now. And I've found that they should be done in this order to create an effective and sustainable grant making process. The first building block is that you need to understand your organization's values. This sounds cliche, right? But I've found it to be true in every grant making structure I've built. Without understanding and articulating its values, an organization will never build a grant making process that's effective and allows the organization's goals and strategies to show up in the way it is awarding funding to organizations and individuals. So the question is, how do you do this? First, you have to define your values. What I recommend and what I know is critical here is that you look at your values as they're written on paper and how your values are seen in action. And you do a review and comparison of both. So look at your values on paper, beautifully etched out, and look to your actions in terms of the projects you're leading, the funding you're providing, who you're partnering with, the kinds of communities you support, and how you problem solve alongside those communities. This analysis will reveal your organization's true values. It tells you what you think is important and what you're willing to compromise on. That's how you value set. So spend a significant amount of time doing that. This is not a one-time transactional conversation. Instead, it's highly revealing and iterative, and it forces hard conversations about what it means for how you provide resources to the communities you say you're serving, and the kinds of change you need to implement to be an effective grant-making partner and resource. And once you understand that delta between what you say and what you do, you can then align those 2 pieces, define your values, and then move to the second building block. I've heard many leaders over the years explain their organization's values. And when I get into an organization's infrastructure and I see what that organization's entire grant making process looks like, I can tell immediately what the organization's values are, regardless of what I've seen on paper. I can tell whether they try to incorporate their values into their infrastructure or into their grant making process. And if they have, we can then create processes that advocate for and support transformational outcomes for vulnerable communities around the globe. And that's our Fast Build. On our next Fast Friday, we'll continue the conversation about building effective grant-making processes with the second building block. I want to hear how you are thinking about building an effective grant-making process. I would love to hear from you and about your experience in the comments below. And if you're finding these Fast Fridays helpful or informative, I would love it if you would like this video and hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful weekend, and keep building bravely.